What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today I wanted to go ahead and put together this video because obviously there's been a ton of hate going around on Reddit, on Twitter, and obviously in the YouTube comments that, XDefiant is dying, it's dead, it's no way it's going to stay alive, so on and so forth. But I just recently saw a Reddit post from a user called Noe, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong here, I do apologize. But this post was absolutely outstanding. As you can see right here, there's about 15k to 20k players playing right now. Disclaimer, these are just estimates with approximate data and is in no way 100% accurate to the player count. This post is just for fun for anybody obviously out there who's going to say, oh, well, this is not 1010% correct, so obviously this is stupid. Just so you guys know already. But they further go on to say, community challenges are a fantastic feature in XDefiant. Since the game's launch, I've been tracking player counts through it, especially as the initial hype wore off. At one point, the player count was around 40 to 50k, and currently it ranges between 15 to 20k. This is still a decent number considering the game has had its fair share of issues. To estimate the player count, I observed the total score in matches. Estimating an average lobby lasts 8 to 9 minutes, I took the score from 8:30 minutes ago and compared it to the current score to determine the total score accumulated during that period, which was about 31,837,955. I estimated the average total score per lobby to be around 24k. By dividing this total score by the average score per lobby, I calculated the number of active lobbies and then multiplied that by 12 players per lobby, to estimate the player count. Based on this method, I arrived at a range of around 16k players. While this isn't a perfectly precise measurement, I think it's fair to say the player count is between 15k to 20k as of writing this post. This right here is good, man. Like, I didn't even think of doing any of this stuff. Every single time I think of player counts, people are throwing up Twitch numbers and they're throwing, Xbox charts and all this stuff. But I never thought of actually using the community goals as a way to estimate how many people are currently playing the game. This was absolutely genius. And to the OP of this post here, you went to town. Again, I appreciate, just the extra effort and work that you put into this. And it seems like a lot of people in the comment section as well have done similar tests. So I would say that this method is pretty sound. Now again, it's not 110% accurate, so it could be a little bit lower or it could be a little bit higher. Who knows? I would say, maybe on the low end, lowball it, it'll probably be like maybe 10k players. And, highball it maybe around 30k players. But regardless, even in that range, that is healthy. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, that's just proof that it's dead. But in reality, in my opinion, like I said, that's not too shabby. Again, after all that testing to see that the player count was probably around, 40 to 50k at a certain point when obviously, it was at its peak. 15 to 20k, in my opinion, is a pretty healthy decline. As I say in all my videos, you can't lie. No game maintains its hype. There's not a single title out there that I can think of that maintains it. Even if the game is successful, even if it's fun, and even if it's good, the hype still dies down. I mean, look at the finals, for example. I think the finals is a perfect example of this. A really fun, exciting game. It's unique. They innovated. They brought something new to the table. A lot of people enjoy it. Yet it's still, the hype completely died down from launch. Doesn't mean it's a dead game. No, but it's normal. It's a healthy decline. It might be a decline altogether, but it's a healthy decline. Same thing for what's it called? Delta, Hawk, something, that one game that's supposed to be competing with Battlefield. I'm going to personally check it out because it does look kind of cool and I want to give it some playtime. But everybody is hyping it up. Everybody's saying it's going to be the next big thing. But let's be real here. Is it going to maintain that initial hype? More than likely not. Every single game out there has a healthy pullback. I think that this is a pretty decent spot. And all they have to do is just keep working and keep upgrading this game. Yes, it has its fair share of problems. Yes, the netcode and the hit reg are just atrocious, but so are a lot of other games. Like, again, Rainbow Six Siege. That game struggled for months to even maintain 10k players. Rainbow Six Siege is a AAA project. Not $70, sorry. I'm so used to current day price tags. $60 game, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't even come close to maintaining 10k a day, in its initial prime. And now it's one of the most insane popular tactical shooters out there. I mean, just make that make sense to me. How is this game gonna flop completely now? Everybody's saying it's over. It's no way it's coming back. It's absolutely demolished. There's no chance the developers could pick this game back up. When you have other games, like I just said, that run into the same problems, they had netcode issues for the full year plus, people actually had to cough up money for it, so on and so forth, and those games have less players. You know what I'm saying? I think that this game will be able to maintain itself. It will be able to maintain a decent enough player base as long as the developers keep working. They have proven to me time and time and time again that they are going to keep working. If this was an Infinity Ward situation and they were ignoring the community and they weren't doing anything for us and they were, then we would have a problem here. I would be stressed. I would be like, okay, this game is in a really rough spot. I don't think it's going to actually make it. But every single update, they have improved the netcode. Every single update, they have improved the hit reg. They have resolved so many different bugs. Pretty much every single bug that was introduced within Season 1, polished off. And we all know bugs happen, right? They always happen. But XDefiant, this team, is like one of the only teams that is quick with it. They'll be out within a week and they already got something out there. They grind through holidays. It doesn't matter to them. They just want to make sure the game is playable for their audience, for their community, and they make a fun title. And they push this stuff out so freaking frequently. So it makes me think, I second guess them until they prove me wrong. There's no reason to second guess this team. And it seems like a lot of other players feel the same exact way. They see the frequent updates, they see a fun, enjoyable game, and they see a good content pipeline coming down the road. And they respect XDefiant for its own thing, its own game. And that's what we need. This game will fail if people will continuously, keep looping it in with other titles. It has to be known as XDefiant. But again, it's really cool to see this type of work being done by the community. And even if it's just a roundabout number, even if it's like I said, even if it's lower than 15K, that's still really solid for a free-to-play game that usually, any other free-to-play game that would try to compete with, a Call of Duty style game just massively flops. So to see this game maintain this player base, and honestly, a bigger player base than a game like I explained before, Rainbow Six Siege could even have for 7 whole months, is just mind-boggling. And I actually saw a comment under this post as well, which I wasn't really thinking of, but it's true. They also got a little, a pocket play of releasing it on Steam still, right? They still have a full chance of getting another, revival for this game, but they have to time it correctly. They can't just drop it on Steam whenever they feel like it, right? This is something that would have to come later down the road. Right now, they got a pretty good audience. They got people who see the vision of this game, who will ride out the patches, ride the wave until it's complete, or either, the developers just stop caring, and then it's like, okay, well, the developers don't care. We don't care anymore. People are willing to ride that, but again, they shouldn't drop it again, re-release it up on Steam until it's completely ready to go. That's going to have to be a solid 110% good to go drop in order for them to get a massive, influx of people from Steam and actually have them stay for the game. But ladies and gentlemen, do me a massive favor and go down in the comments section and let me know what you feel about all this overall information here. Again, the original post is just speculations, but all that data that was collected there is legit. That was good. I gotta be honest. Again, I give props to the OP of that post. You put in some work and you did a lot more thinking than the majority of the community would actually, put into finding the player count for XDefiant. And I think this is a pretty valid explanation. And it showcases a decent number because it's not overwhelming, right? It's not like, oh, XDefiant has 100,000 concurrent players right now. No, it's reasonable. It's what to be expected, right? It's exactly what's to be expected. Around 10, 15K players maybe. That sounds around about right. But again, I want to know what you guys think down in the comments section. But as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, guys. We do indeed post here daily at 8 in the morning Eastern time, mostly XDefiant. But again, as more Black Ops 6 information trickles out, we will be discussing that game, trying it out, giving our opinions. I did enjoy the Modern Warfare 3 life cycle, and I made a ton of content about that. So we'll see how, Black Ops 6 turns out. I'm worried that they're not going to communicate as much as Sledgehammer, but again, we'll see. And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, if you guys want to check out any of my live streams, I will be live today over on Twitch between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, if you guys want to tune in, hang out with me, hop into the open lobbies, you guys can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.